What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Plaid Couch Podcast. Today, I'm joined by... Who wants to go first? Because I fucked it up the last time, apparently.
Yeah. You know him, and you love him. It's Matty Ice.
I'm Tegan.
And I'm Jaylene. Yeah, is that okay with you, boss?
A little better than the last one, but...
We'll get in the swing of it. It would make more sense if I wasn't sitting in the middle, but I'm not giving up my spot, so...
Yeah, and this is my spot.
So, yeah. Sorry. You guys just have to deal with it.
Set me anywhere you need. I'll do it.
Simp behavior.
Hear that, ladies?
Alrighty. We have to stay a little bit, on track today because... Last week's podcast episode went a little off the rails, and I think it's because Burguy was here.
No, we were on the rails. It was just on the rails of football.
And Rule 34. Or we weren't supposed to name the website. Sorry.
No, we named it.
We meant Rule 45. That's what we meant.
I don't even want to know what Rule 45 is.
Oh, boy.
But I guess I'll just tell a story today. I got my license and tags renewed because I forgot to do that earlier in the month, dating this podcast. But I went there, and they were just like, you want to keep everything the same? I went, yeah. And I ended up looking at my weight. The last time I adjusted my weight, I put 155 pounds. I'm like, yeah, I've gained quite a bit since then.
My driver's license still has my high school weight on it.
It also says I'm 6 foot, so...
Which is a lie.
Yeah, I'm only like 5'10", 5'11".
Matthew's questioning that.
Are you?
Yeah.
Because isn't Burguy 5'11" and a half?
Yeah. I want to say he's just like under 6 foot, and he's slightly taller than me.
Mm-hmm. How tall are you, Maddie?
5'6".
I was going to guess 5'7". Yeah.
5'6".
I'm 5'2", but my license says I'm 5'3".
Oh, lying about your height.
I have a pair of Vans that make me just under 5'3".
Well, it's like when I have my work boots on, I'm 6 foot.
Damn, that's a lot of heel.
Well, it's the steel toe workers boots, so it's got a good inch or so. Gotta make sure I don't get any metal in my feet.
Mm-hmm. Don't want that.
But that made me think of when I was at my previous job. I lost a lot of weight one year because I would go to work for 12 hours, get home, eat a little bit, and then go to sleep. So I got down to 125 pounds, which at my height and all that was not good. Mm-hmm. So my dear mother was like, I'm going to start forcing you to eat, all right? You need to pack on some pounds. So then I got back up to that 155 within a month or so, which is insane enough as is. Mm-hmm. But then that's when I started my new job, and we started working out pretty much all the time. And then I got up to that 175, 185 that I'm at now. So it was in a 6-month period, I put on 60-some pounds.
Damn. Good for you.
Yeah.
I weighed myself Friday, actually. I was messing around at work, and I stood on one of the scales. And I'm up to, I think it was 153. My goal is 160, so
You're getting there.
I don't know if it's because I'm getting fatter and older, or if the work I'm actually doing is putting some muscle on me.
Some muscles on you?
Well, what I do sometimes, if I know, if my family invites me over for dinner or something, or we're going out to eat, I'll weigh myself before and then weigh myself after the meal to just be like, oh, yeah, I ate good.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then I weigh myself the next morning after my morning poop.
Oh, my God.
Back at the same spot I was before I ate yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know what to add to this conversation. Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, but I was at the BMV at 8 a.m. this morning.
That's what time I woke up.
I tried to sleep in, and I woke up at 7 on the dot, and I couldn't go back to sleep.
Here's my thing. We're filming on Saturday. Spoiler, that's usually when we film stuff.
Saturdays or Fridays.
Yeah. But I always tell myself, I'm going to sleep in. I'm going to sleep in. Gizmo wakes me up he woke me up around 5 o'clock this morning to be let out to use the bathroom. And then I go to lay back down, and I just go, fuck, I'm wide awake. So yeah, I've been up since 5 a.m. today, and I'm sure tomorrow I'll get some sleep, but it's tough being an old man like me.
Yeah. So, first time since I got my new job, my alarm didn't go off.
Oh.
And it takes me I give myself 40 minutes to go to work. It takes me 35 to get to work. My shift starts at 8 a.m. and I woke up at 7:20. I was like, oh my God, fuck. And I didn't put any makeup on. I didn't do shit with my hair. I just got dressed and ran out the door, and I clocked in at 8:05. The first time that's happened to me since I got this new job. It's like, fuck. And I have... The thing is I think it went off. It's just I hit the snooze and don't realize it because I'm still asleep. So I have 5 alarms on my phone plus a physical alarm clock. Yep. We've definitely talked about this on the podcast before. But it's all those went off and I still was just in bed, and then my brain just woke me up at 7:20. And I was like, hey bitch, go to work.
Well, it's I have to change my alarm every so often because if I don't, my body will just get used to it.
And then you'll just hear it in your dream. Yeah. I'm the same way.
I'm like, ooh, this is nice tune.
So I had an alarm for the long time that was the and I got to the point where I was sleeping through that, which how I don't know. So, but yeah, I'm just insane, I guess.
Good luck to my future wife who has to deal with it.
Maybe that's why we're not married, because we just have awful alarm tendencies.
I turn off my alarms on Fridays, and sometimes I forget, so it'll go off 5 in the morning on Saturdays. But also it happens where I forget to turn them back on for Monday. And a couple of weeks ago, I woke up at it was 6:10, and I have a 45-minute drive to work to start at 7. And I'm like, oh shit! So I just running through, and I get real anxious when I get late for work. So I'll text both my supervisors hey, I overslept, but I'm on my way. All right. But man, I hate rushing in the morning into work because it just ruins the morning.
Yeah. I need a solid at least 20 minutes to not do anything in the morning. Typically.
See, I'm the person where I know exactly what time I need to leave my house to be at my work at the time I need to be there. So I'm usually I got to be at work in 20 minutes. I'll shower real fast, take Gizmo outside, and then drive to work. It takes me about 10 minutes to get to work. So it's quick shower to wake myself up, and then make sure the puppy's all good, then get to work.
I miss having that 10-minute drive for the older job that I had, but I don't miss working there. So
yeah, sometimes it's worth it to have just a longer commute.
Yeah.
My commute now, I don't think is that bad. The only thing is I drive in the middle of fucking nowhere to work every morning, so it's just a boring drive. There's no coffee shops or anything on the way. If I need to get gas, I gotta go out of my way to find a gas station because I don't have one en route to my job. So that's kind of a pain in the ass. But I'll tell people, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, why are you driving so far to work?" And I was like, "It's 35 minutes." So it's not bad.
It's not that bad.
It's nice too because it's good to decompress, especially after a rough day, and then you have a 35-minute drive to just play some tunes and kind of forget about work.
Well, I mean that goes the same with waking up too. You get 45 minutes or 35 minutes to, wake up on the drive there.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't mind having a commute. It's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. My last job, I drove a lot for work, so actually I put less miles on my car now, even though my commute to work is less. But I'd have to get gas every other day at my old job because I used my car for work. But that was nice though, because I got paid mileage for my last job. Now it's like, get fucked. I have to pay to drive to work every day.
Yep.
So there's some boring work stories for you. Figure out where we work. Have fun.
I'm sure they can find our socials and figure it out.
Yeah, if we have LinkedIn's, then
I don't.
yeah, I do. So people.
I don't think I have a LinkedIn. I have a, what's the other one?
Indeed.
I have Indeed.
Honestly, I hate how much LinkedIn has basically become like the social media for work. Like, I don't know how many times I'll get an email just like, so-and-so invited you to chat or wants to be your friend on LinkedIn. I was like, didn't this just used to be a job applying website? It's like, I don't care about these people. Susan from Toledo, get out of here.
Way to dox her, jeez, or him.
My job has like its own like social media software, like for employees. It's I won't say what it's called because I don't know if it's like job specific, but it's like to connect everybody, and it's like
that's kind of neat.
And it's like
my work now has that too.
Not that I don't care about my coworkers, but it's like I'm not gonna waste time on this. Like maybe if I'm having a real boring work day, it's like sure I'll see what these other departments are up to, but it's like I'm not just gonna like hang out in here in my free time. And then it's like, oh, add a profile picture and your likes and dislikes. It's like if they want to know what I look like, you could come to my desk. How about that?
So the thing that's similar that I had to that was when I was a senior and I was in a career school. We all had Macs for our laptops, and Mac has their own like direct message between computers.
Like iMessage?
Yeah. So every now and again you'll be working on something, and then the guy who's sitting behind you is like types like, "Hey fucker, what are you doing over there?" You see it pop up on the bottom. I just couldn't. I love moments like that where you randomly get a message from the guy that's way back there, and he's like, "I need help with this. Can you help me?" And he's like, it's just fun to use stuff like that.
Yeah, when I went to school at BGSU, knowing some people who also had MacBooks and like the same courses, I didn't want to have my phone out, so we'd be like, "Do you know what they're talking about?"
We didn't use it because I forgot about it, but there was another one called like Slack Off or something like that.
Slack.
Yeah, that was another one that we had, but I forgot about it, so I don't know much about that one, but I know that's another one too, kind of a social thing.
I was my brother and his wife came over. I think it was for like when the big solar eclipse happened. They came over and like spent the night at my place, and my sister-in-law, she had to work the day of the eclipse, so like she set up shop in my office, my home office, and my brother was helping her get all set up, and she uses Microsoft Teams.
Yep.
And she was opening it up as like Burguy was getting her set up, and it comes up, and he's looking at it. He goes, "So that's just basically like Discord for work, then, huh?"
Yep.
And I was like, "Yeah."
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, it was during the whole pandemic thing with like Zoom. It's
Zoom,
like,
Teams.
Why the heck? Because I had this debate with somebody, I forget who, but why not just use Discord? Like, it's already got all that stuff on it, and it's been around way longer.
Well, because Teams is a Microsoft thing, so if you already have Word and all that, Teams is pretty much part of that package nowadays.
Well, and it's like we don't use Teams at my job, but our like messaging software like connects to our email also.
Yeah.
So it like will link everything together. So like if somebody sends you a meeting request like through our messaging software, it automatically will like show up on my email, so I don't forget about it.
Gotcha.
So, which is helpful because I've almost missed a couple meetings because it's like I don't think about it. So.
All the days where I got paid to do nothing. I miss those days.
I cannot relate. I was working in a pharmacy during the pandemic, and oh boy.
And I was working in a food factory during the pandemic.
Oh, so yeah, you were both.
Yeah.
What was the word they used?
We were essential workers.
Yeah, essential workers.
Heroes is what some people called us. We were superheroes.
This may dox the old place I used to work, but
Dox them.
But like when the essential workers thing started to become a thing.
You mean an excuse?
They're like, oh, we'll give you like so much of a raise. I want to say it was like 15 cents an hour.
Not worth it.
But here's also a T-shirt that says "Together We Can."
Yeah, we both got COVID T-shirts the same day for like, oh, you work so hard. And Tegan sent his in the group chat. I'm like, no shot. I just got one from my job. Because we had one where we had a COVID essential worker raise, and it was like that one. I think ours was 25 cents extra.
It may have been 25 cents.
But then the pandemic lasted longer than because I worked for a big corporation.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, oh, fuck, this is lasting a while, and we don't want to fucking pay these people. So then I think they stopped it, like, store-wide, because I worked in retail pharmacy. So it's, like, basically get fucked. But I worked in a pharmacy, so they're like, you're an essential worker, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why the grocery store people weren't, but get fucked them. So they had a separate thing just for our pharmacy department. And it was so goofy. I still don't understand the stipulations. Like, you had to be full-time, and you had to work so many hours, and it wouldn't include your overtime pay, which I was getting so much fucking overtime. So, like, I would get extra, and it was, like, based on, like, a percentage. It was so dumb. But it was, like, based on, like, so many hours I worked, but then I wouldn't add to my overtime pay. I don't know. It was goofy. I was basically just getting, like, an extra sum of money with my check. And I was like, okay.
During that time, I kind of freaked out because I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get paid. They're going to lay me off or something like that for whatever reason that I thought that was going to happen. But I was, like, I was going for, like, Walmart application, just
Were
like a
you
stock
able to, like-
shelfer. But my job was like, you can't do that. It was like, we're paying you, but you can't get a second job while we're doing it. I'm like, that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not doing anything. They're like, yeah, but we're still paying you. And I'm
Were
like,
you getting
"All
paid
right."
the same amount?
Yeah,
Oh, that's good then.
yeah. But
Probably because you had a government job at the time, though, so that's probably why.
yeah.
Government
But that
funded.
could have been a good time to double up my money a little bit.
Just to get a side gig so
Yeah.
they don't know.
Yep.
Get paid under the table.
But nope, I enjoyed the break.
Not me. I had to work through all of it. It was kind of I mean, it was not a good time because a lot of people died and all that.
Yeah, it was scary.
But it sort of had this like lightning in a bottle effect looking back at it, because we would do like weekly Discord calls, and it wasn't even like we would play games. You remember that? We would just like sit and like video chat on Discord. Like we will never do that again in our lives.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have Discord calls.
But it's like we
from-
never have face cams on. But it
No.
was like we didn't see each other.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I miss the guys.
Well, and that's also like the best way you guys would have seen me during that time.
That's true. But I don't know. It was kind of nice. And then like you just found new ways to
Yeah.
connect with people, because that's when we started doing D&D online.
Yep.
Is because we couldn't do it in person because we were all stuck at home. Because we actually took it seriously and didn't go outside because we didn't
Yeah.
want to,
I
get everybody
I
sick.
spent my days in Red Dead Redemption 2 as a gunslinger and bounty hunter during that time.
I played a fuck ton of Animal Crossing. I was with the Animal Crossing folks.
That game came out at like the perfect
yeah.
time.
And a lot of people have not touched it since
Yeah.
like the pandemic ended.
Yeah, because it was one of those you could just spend hours basically doing nothing.
And then like
Yeah.
me and then Berga, another one of our friends, like that's how we would hang out on the weekends. It's like somebody would host that weekend and then we would go to their island and just dick around. Like it was so much fun.
yeah.
I remember you guys like it'd be like once a month you guys would do the beard check-ins, and you guys would send pictures of your beards because you all had COVID beards. Like it's just stuff like that. It's like you don't do that now because it was just such a specific
not in
time.
the group chats you're in, Jaylene.
Oh, do you guys have a separate beard
Matthew
group
and
chat?
I are just like beard check.
Beard check.
Oh,
We gotta shave
no.
this because we're filming with Jaylene tomorrow. We can't let her know.
Oh no.
Bush check.
Ugh.
No, but I was real big into Red Dead Online, and that whole online aspect is just a grind. But I treat it like an actual job. Like I would get up at a certain time.
You'd set your alarm. It's like, I don't want
Yep.
to go to work
'Cause
today.
I remember there was 3 different vocations at that time. It was the Moonshiner, the Bounty Hunter, and the Naturalist. So we'd get a bunch of people, friends that around the world, and we was like, hey, we're gonna have this group be the Bounty Hunters, this group be the Naturalists, and then we would just treat it like an 8-hour work day, and it's like, all right, I'm getting off.
I was actually kind of healthy though to have that some
Yeah.
sort of routine, because I tell people all the time, it's like I don't know what I would have done if I couldn't work during that time. I probably would have went insane. But I was also living at home at the time. Like I was living with my parents, and like nothing against my parents, but it's like you know what it's like. It's like I gotta get away from these people. I couldn't imagine like I love my mom to death, but it's like stuck in my house with my mom. I would have gone insane.
Yeah.
She probably would have too, but it was because she she ended up not being able to go to work for the first few months of it. So she was just at home by herself. And I was like, see ya, I'm going to work. And it's like, I could imagine if we were both stuck in there all day. Like, we get along, but it's like, I needed to, like, get out. And it was good to just go see people that, you know, weren't just the people living in my house.
Well, I was worried because I thought it was airborne for a little bit because I was reading stuff on it. And my mom was like, you doing all right? It's like, yeah, is it airborne like they're saying? She's like, no. I'm like, well, thank God. Because there was so much stipulation going around about it.
Well, we didn't know a lot about it when it first happened.
Jaylene was playing Animal Crossing. You were playing Red Dead Redemption. I was playing The Last of Us, just being like, just in case, I gotta be prepared.
Tegan's taking notes.
Gotta be prepared.
Anytime a slight noise happens in his house, it's a clicker. But, no, so at that time when it was real bad, it was stay in your house for 2 weeks. So I think we all did that. We took that seriously. But me personally, after the 2 weeks, I'm like, I have to get out. And I had to figure, that's when I did all the hiking and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I can't, I want to do that like right when this started, but I'm like, I should probably wait 2 weeks just in case.
Yeah.
So I respected all of that. And then when I did go out, I didn't go anywhere that there would have been people.
Right.
Yeah.
A bunch anyway.
I mean, luckily, we don't live in the most populated cities, so it's not like anywhere you go will be super crowded, especially on the hiking trails, especially during that time.
Yeah. Didn't the fast food place, weren't they still open too, though?
They may have been closed for that 2 week period.
I think a lot of them were closed for that 2 week period.
Gotcha.
And then they were like slowly they were able to open back up, but like a lot of them would be pickup only. There's still a few that are just pickup only now, like where we live.
Yeah.
But
there's still places that are cashless now because of that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm fine with that. I never have cash on me.
Yeah, I used to be big on like keeping cash on me, but after COVID, it's very rare that I'll have money on me.
Some places, like especially in bigger cities, like they just won't. Like you said, they're cashless. Like you're screwed if you don't have a credit card.
Yeah, you hand them a $100 bill and they're like, nope, can't take that.
You have something I can swipe.
Well, it's like you also have all like Samsung Pay and Apple
Google
Pay,
Pay.
where you can just
Yeah.
use your phone, and I haven't set up any of that stuff just because I'm like, I'm not tech savvy. I'll mess it up somewhere.
Are you like an old man? You're afraid that someone's gonna steal your phone and get all your stuff.
That's me. I'm afraid someone's gonna steal my account. Steal all
I just
my
bring
money.
in my jar of quarters, and they're like, "Sir, we don't accept that. I'll just take my business elsewhere."
I get ads like Rocket Money and all that, where it's like, oh, it'll go through all your bills. It's like, how the fuck does this thing know about all my bills?
Yeah. Yeah. I got nothing to say on that. I don't know about Rocket Money.
Or Rocket Mortgage, something like that.
It's Rocket Money.
Yeah. I'll bring it to topic since I mentioned The Last of Us a little bit. If there was a zombie apocalypse, what would each of our roles be?
I'm dead. I'm not living very long.
I got 2 bolt action rifles, so I'd like to shoot some of them from far away.
Like, let's say we get a nice little area secured. You know, we got a nice little group going. We're all alive, Jaylene.
Okay, I'm not dead.
Nope, you're not dead.
No, you're living.
We're restoring a community.
You got that main character plot armor, so what are
Yep.
you doing?
Shoot, okay.
You got at least that season 1 plot armor.
Okay. Whew, thank God. I need that. 'Cause without that, I'm screwed. I'm so paranoid, so I feel like I couldn't, like, be a fighter. Except for, I don't know, sometimes I get blind rage, where if I get pissed off enough, I could really be a bitch. And I think I could, like, really beat the shit out of somebody if I had to. If I had to.
I believe it.
Like, And I think if I saw like a fucking zombie like rip the head off of somebody I cared about, I think I would be done being paranoid and I would just be like, all right,
Strangling it.
I think I would be ready to become unglued.
Yeah.
But you really got to push me over the edge, and if I'm just scared, I'm fucking useless. So you keep me somewhere where I'll be safe and secure and I can't see the zombies, and I'll garden or something. Well, I can't garden. I kill everything I try and grow, so...
I got a bunch of, like in real life, I got a bunch of books on foraging and
I was going to say,
plants.
I thought you'd be like a blacksmith or something. Just
Blacksmith sick.
Well, I could do that now with the knowledge that I have, but if it was a couple of years ago, I'd definitely be. I think I still would do. I think I still would be better at a forager, just going out and getting.
Well, here's why I don't think you'd be good at foraging.
Uh-oh.
Asthma.
Oh, that's true.
If
Yeah,
horde of zombies
see,
gets
the
close
asthma
to you.
is the hard thing to, because I always
You've
think,
got allergies too.
I always think about that when this stuff comes up,
Yeah.
because I wouldn't be able to do anything super like.
You'd be checking around the area, like the immediate area. If you had to go a mile out, you're. Hopefully, we got a running car.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not to the point where it's detrimental. Like if I had to run, I could do it. It's just I wouldn't. Like if it was constant running, that'd be an issue.
That reminds me of the time when like our friend group got in a discussion one time about like who could outrun the other one in a mile, me or you, and you were like dead set on like, oh, I could run a mile faster than Jaylene. Like I'd beat her in a mile. And I was like, bullshit, you could. And finally Bray goes, Matthew, don't you have asthma? And you go, ah, shit. Yeah, you'd probably run a mile faster than me.
Let's see. I always think the best scenario for me in terms like this is if for some reason I get the chance to raid some kind of pharmacy and they might have maybe a stockpile of inhalers. I might be good for a long while.
That would be my job. Is people will forage the pharmacy and then they bring it to me and I'll do inventory.
Yeah, you'd be inventory.
I would be like, all right.
You know exactly how much of what we got.
Yeah, I'll keep count of everything and especially the meds.
That would be honestly really helpful.
That's why I worked in pharmacy for 3 years.
She could
just
not
for
only
that.
keep the inventory of the medication, but the food and stuff too.
Just because I'm a woman.
Yep.
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, you're
And
good at that.
I'll do what I do in Minecraft all the time and just become a farmer. Just have a nice little area of my own. Farmer Tegan.
We'd have to are we gonna have a government? Eventually, we'd have to. Yeah.
There'd have to be
I will become king.
No, wait, no.
There'd have to be some democracy there.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going the lame route. I want monarchy.
Oh, shoot.
I mean, monarchy would work for a while. I feel like history would repeat itself with that, though. Be like, oh, Tegan's such a great guy, and then a year later, we're gonna fucking kill this man. And
Be fucking-
Guillotine. Matthew's making the blade for the guillotine.
Yes, we have one guillotine. We are all set. I took the inventory. We have exactly one.
You know, honestly, that might be another thing too that I could do. As far as the experience I have now, I know how to. I have basic understanding of welding now and metal craft and sharpening stuff. But I also have been drawing maps around our work as far as the piping goes. And our main mapping guy who makes the schematics, he looked at one of our drawings. He said, Matt, that's really good. He says, it makes a lot of sense. I'm like, seriously? He's like, yeah, you did a really good job on that. So
Did he put it on the fridge for you?
no.
Put a little smiley face sticker on it.
But it felt like that. It felt like that.
So are you saying you're going to draw the maps for our new community?
I would draw. I could draw the maps or draw the.
Calling bullshit. Nope. Because when we got stuck in that fucking labyrinth in D&D.
I knew you were gonna bring that up.
And you fuckers.
Do you know how long ago that was?
I don't
though?
care. I'll never forget. I will never
Do you
forget.
know how long ago that was?
Let's talk about that.
It
It was like session within our first 5
was
sessions.
early.
Yeah. Which we're big D&D people, but that's when we first started the campaign we're on now, and I had them go through. I'll put quotes around labyrinth because you guys would go through portals and it would send you to random rooms instead of a maze. And it started with no one wanted to go through, so Jaylene's character was like, fine, I'll go through.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
And everyone else was just waiting for her.
Yeah, everybody says I don't do shit in D&D, but then they forget that I do that shit. But again, continue.
So Jaylene had to go through a lot of the labyrinth by herself, figuring things out until she eventually got back to
Where
the
you
group.
guys were. And then like you guys would try doing stuff, and I was drawing a map, but because we had all those portals and options, I also had written notes of like what portal went to where, and I would be writing something down, and you guys be like, all right, we're gonna go through that portal, and I'd be like,
That was all Bird Guy.
be like, fuck you guys.
I knew you had the map, so I was listening to you. But Bird Guy, being the asshole he is sometimes with D&D.
That was also when Burguy wanted his character to die.
Yeah, and you would not let him.
Yeah. It was too early, so I
Yeah.
was like...
But yeah, that was rough. I still get PTSD from that session where I was like, I tried so hard, and then we do combat, and then I like miss one like kill shot, and then it's like Jaylene doesn't do fucking shit, and I'm like, get fucking
The
bent.
same person says that too, who wouldn't let us go through the portals that Jaylene had written down.
It's the same person who also doesn't show up for sessions. And we'll just leave it at that.
But no, I like the whole pseudo thing of the zombie world. What would we do?
I think about that sometimes because it's like I have cats, and what would I do about my cats?
The zombie
your
apocalypse is
cats
my
would be
Roman
fine,
I'd
Empire.
have
honestly.
to like take them. I'd be afraid they'd run off though, because they get scared. Except for my one cat can get mean if he's scared, so maybe that's a good thing. That's
Yeah.
my weapon. Donnie on a leash.
Gizmo's staying in the community. He would not...
Keep him in the house. Don't let him out.
He would not fare well.
Don't let him out.
He would try to get too friendly.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Oh, a new friend," and he just runs up to the zombies.
Huh?
But yeah, that would not be fun. If
Who would Bird Guy be in that situation?
Well, yeah, zombie apocalypse happened.
What would Burguy's role be? God. He doesn't do much.
I was gonna say you really gotta get him up doing something.
Uh-oh.
You know what? If we find like a ham radio or something, he can just be the guy. Anyone on the station?
That's true.
Anyone on the station?
So he's kind of that guy in Lethal when we play, where
Yeah.
he's like, "I'll just watch the screens and use the walkies."
Yeah, he'd be the guy in the chair.
Oh, he'd be communications then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if we're sending out parties, like, hey guys, how's it going?
That or trying to contact the military.
Yeah.
Anything like that, because that's in some zombie
Bird
movies.
Guy would be good tactical wise too. Like we got a group out, and it's
Yeah.
like, Bird Guy, we got this and this situation going on. I think Bird Guy could figure out a plan just
That
from sitting in his seat.
that and like Burguy stays calm really easily, whereas like you've got me in there, I'd be like, "You guys are fucked, get out of there." Burguy would like logically think it through and
Here's
stay
what
calm.
happens. The three of us go on like a scavenge in a grocery store. Zombies start coming out. Matthew and I are fighting. Jaylene's like, hold on, guys. Grabbing onto us like, we gotta go. Jaylene, stop.
Yeah. You keep me in the med room.
And she just pulls us down, and then we get eaten. And she's like, oh my God, how'd that happen?
You're making me work harder. You know I have asthma. Let me go.
You just lock me in the med room. I'll just stay there the whole apocalypse.
Huh?
Because the sad thing is I couldn't even help with first aid because I can't do like blood and all that. Like the minute someone comes in with a flesh wound, I'm like pass the fuck out. Like you can come in and be like, Jaylene, we got a guy bleeding out. What should we do? And I can help direct you what you should do. I cannot fucking do it because it's too gross.
I just go in there. I'm like, I don't know. I'll press and then just wrap. It's like in a podcast that didn't release due to some issues. I talked about how in college there was someone who drank too much and they were just like sprawled over the toilet but couldn't vomit, so I just stuck my fingers
So gross.
back and you just
That's so gross.
You gotta stick your fingers down in there pretty far,
yeah.
don't you?
You just
Yeah. Just a real quick.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, you'll be first aid, but I'll be in the other room. You'll be like, Jaylene, what do I do? And I'll just give you instructions.
or I'll do the old chop off the leg.
Yeah.
All right, Matthew. I got like an infection on my finger. All right, Matthew. On 5. 1, 2.
Ah!
You motherfucker!
Ah, wrong finger. I told you not to move, Matthew.
Give him some ibuprofen, he'll be fine.
I would hate to have to do something like that. You get bit somewhere and you have to amputate it. I don't know. I don't know if I could go through
That
with
was one of the hardest scenes of The Walking Dead to watch. It was, who was it, where they had him in like the truck bed and had to cut his leg off, like right there.
Herschel was in season 3 in the prison.
Yeah, there was another one where they cut a limb
Bob.
off. Yeah, because I think they were like outside, like there were walkers around, and they like, we got to do this now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And
since I
it was like one where it's like, fuck, they're gonna do this right now, and I was like, ugh. Ugh. Nah. Just like if that happens to me, just kill me. Bullet in my head, please. I can't imagine living through that. Like, Jaylene, we gotta chop your arm off. Just like end it, please. I don't wanna go through that. Like, that sounds awful, just horrifying.
As long as I don't look, I won't feel anything.
I cannot imagine that. So.
Tegan, you kind of being a planner and whatnot, what do you think, if a week is too long, maybe 3 days, what would be our zombies apocalypse schedule for a week? Like, what would we do on this day? What would we do on this day?
Well,
Survive all 7 days a week.
So you guys were talking about, I said the zombie apocalypse is my Roman Empire, where I'll just think about it probably once a month or something.
Yeah.
I think my old place of employment would be the perfect place to hole up during an apocalypse, because they have fenced in stuff, security gates, all that. It was a food place, so there's food that doesn't expire for years on end, and then you can just make more while.
But that would be a high target for everybody.
Not the
And
people.
we're just 3 people. Maybe 4.
We'll
if our
have
guy's
allies, though.
Yeah.
We have people we can recruit.
There. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has it. I think it has its own well for water and all that. So, that's where I think we'd hole up. But it's just 1 week making so much food for later in the month after it goes through all of its quality stuff, and then scavenge areas close by, farm. That's it. I mean, it all depends on the size of the group that we have there. So.
Are we still gonna film for Plaid Couch?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd feel pretty safe at your house just in general. Maybe my house too, but yours seems a little more out of the way. Because mine's right on a busy road.
So is mine.
Yeah, I don't think any of our houses would be good.
Definitely not
Spots.
yours. That's close to a town.
But like a small town.
Yeah, but
Tegan's closer to a big town than
Yeah,
I am.
that's true.
And he's on a busier road.
Yeah.
that's true.
The only advantage I'd say I have is that my house is on a hill, so it's like, well, they're gonna be getting their steps in before getting to me.
I got a basement.
That's awful.
Oh, Tegan, this is what it would be. So during the wintertime, we would swap location every now and again. Tegan's house would be winter because of his hill.
Okay,
You know how
alright.
icy that hill gets?
Oh yeah.
So we
We have a summer home and a winter home.
yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Mine would be the summer because I got like a field, like a literal farmer's field, and his tractor and stuff is in that barn right there. So if we had to, we could use that stuff. So that would be kind of the base for the growing, and yours would be kind of more safety in the winter. So we gather up all the food at my place, and then when it comes close to winter, move over to Tegan's. That'd be awesome. We had a little system going.
But yeah, fuck my house. Awful
Yeah.
place to stay. Yeah, get fucked me.
Oh, let me hide in the basement. Oh, they broke through the door. I'm trapped in the basement.
You guys don't even have fences or anything. Like, we're boned.
You don't need a fence.
But it would be helpful. I think we
Here's the
should go
thing.
somewhere else.
My house has a lot of exits.
Okay.
And then I just run through the building and then go through all the building doors.
Okay. Sure. Fine. Whatever.
What would Jaylene's house? What would her house be? That's hard to think for me.
The loot house.
where we like stash our stuff?
No, where people immediately know it's an easy target and steal stuff.
Good luck. There's not a lot to steal.
Exactly. The first day, someone goes, "Oh, this place has been picked clean," and Jaylene's just sitting there like, "What?"
I just haven't got groceries in a while. Okay.
If I could assign Jaylene's it because of her basement, I feel even though it'd be easy to kind of get into the basement anyway, that's like Tegan said, that's the loot, but that's where our high value stuff is at, down in her basement.
Till it gets flooded.
That's just extra. That's just extra camouflage for our stuff. People go down there. Oh, it's wet. Nothing's in here, and then they leave.
What high value stuff are we keeping in my
A 75-inch
basement?
TV that we found.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh,
That'd be the cold storage for the medication. Like,
Wouldn't we want that where like all the people are though?
well, we have to pick and choose.
Like, because if somebody's like about to die, it's like let me just drive 20 minutes to where the medicine is. Like that seems counterproductive.
You know, we'll make a Sims world where we build a place and then
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, you guys have fun building in The Sims. Yeah, you do that.
I will.
Why? You don't want to help us?
Jaylene's just being bitchy.
I thought you.
Oh, well,
I thought you'd be all over that.
That's easy. We'll just build it in The Sims. Because building in The Sims is so fucking easy.
That's why you're helping us, because you're the one that knows
Who
that.
says I want to help?
Oh.
Nobody asked me if I wanted to help.
You
You
don't
just
wanna help-
assumed that we would do it.
Jaylene is such a pick-me girl.
I'm not a pick me.
You guys seeing this? What's going on?
I'm just giving you shit.
She's a huge fan of Sims. And
I'm not like other girls.
all of a sudden, she's
Bah,
like,
bah, bah,
I don't want
bah,
to
bah.
fucking help you guys in The Sims.
I was just making a joke because he's like, oh, we'll just build it. And it's like, you don't even know what the build cheats are.
We don't need cheats.
No, because it's not
No,
going to
we
look
won't-
good if you don't
we'll
use
need
build
cheats.
cheats.
We'll need cheats.
Jaylene's just...
Call me bitch one more time.
She always has to bitch about something.
That's what the people tune in for.
That's not what I tune in for.
Well, then quit watching our videos. We don't make them for you.
I make them for me.
Well, I'm sorry. You're not my target audience.
And you're not the Ask Me Anything target audience.
Well,
Our guy is.
Yeah.
our guy does watch all of our Ask Me Anythings.
Okay, Jaylene's house would be, the basement would be the big storage area for the medication where we would keep stuff stocked. But like you said, we would have a selection that we would bring
Again,
with
Matthew,
us.
flooding.
Ah,
And, like, people aren't going to be actively at my house protecting it. We have to, why don't we just leave it here? It'll be fine. And, like, just have somebody
All right.
guarding it.
Having the medication close to you?
Where
What are you,
people need
crazy?
it?
all right, I say.
I'm gonna gatekeep all the medicine from Matthew.
Please.
He's like,
I
I
need
need
a
a puff.
Benadryl.
I need a puff.
I need a Benadryl, please.
No, we're almost out, and I don't want to waste it.
God,
Her pockets are lined with Benadryl.
my
Got, like,
eyes are
thousands.
puffed up like pom-poms. Please, I can't see anything.
I walk in, oh shit, Matthew's infected.
It's allergy season. Please, I'm dying.
Nah, we're fresh
Snot's
out.
running down my face.
We're
I'm
fresh out.
sorry.
Tegan, I promise it's just allergies.
A single tear rolls down my eye as I...
Tegan, didn't you used to, like, drink NyQuil because you had, like, sleep? You couldn't sleep or anything?
No. So when I lived in BG, I had insomnia, but the only time I like chugged NyQuil was because I was sick. You know, it got to the point where I was like, you know, snot's going down my nose. I feel awful. And I was like, I just want to feel better. So I drank NyQuil and then went to bed, and then the following day drank some Dayquil, and I was like, I feel so much better.
I honestly think Dayquil has something to pep you up in the morning because when I take Dayquil after being sick,
Well, it's like formulated to do
Yeah.
that.
it's almost like a caffeine buzz a little bit.
Yeah, it's got a.
I don't know how to explain
It's got oh shit, what is that called? But like that's the difference between that and NyQuil, because NyQuil's got the stuff that makes you drowsy. So that's why they marked it as Dayquil.
At my old job one time, being on the production floor, you know, sometimes you gotta do things to entertain yourself. And we had a little break room that you could buy things. And we had 5-hour energy drinks.
Don't trust those.
And someone was like, "What happens if you drink 2?" I was like,
10 hours.
Probably nothing. He's like, "What'd you do?" I would go, "Yeah." He's like, "I'll give you $20 if you drink 2 5-hour energies."
Easy.
And I chugged them. And for like the first 5 minutes, I had that nice like caffeine buzz. Mm-hmm. But by the time like my shift actually started, I was already having a crash.
Damn.
And I was just like, God. So by the end of the shift, I was just like on the standing forklift, just like zoned out, just like, oh man.
You should have had another one. Cancel out the caffeine crash. That'd been fine. Probably.
I don't like any of that I don't like energy drinks. I can't even handle the smell of energy drinks. Like
some of them are different than other ones.
Yeah.
I think it's because the sugar and like caffeine type thing. Like I can't drink Mountain Dew anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh fuck Mountain Dew for real.
It hurts my tummy.
Hurts my tummy. Yep, the dew from the mountain will do that.
Some like I could never do Monster and all that, but like I could fuck with the Celsius.
Yeah.
But like those I think those are like 0 sugar and they're marketed as like healthy and for like to, you know, be
like
fit.
I think I could do a Celsius, but like Red
Celsius
Bull
is good.
Or the Rock Stars. Ugh.
I'll only drink Red Bull if it's a vodka Red Bull, and even then, no. Yeah, I don't really fuck with Bang Energy either. I could do some of the what are they called? Fuck.
White Claw?
No, I do fuck with a White Claw
I
too.
do too.
It's got to be the summertime though. What the fuck? I was just saying, there's one energy drink that I like some of the flavors. Not important. I'll think of it later.
Gatorade.
No, I have some in my fridge right now.
Gatorade?
No.
Oh, that energy drink you can't remember.
Yeah.
Kickstart.
It's like the ones that has got like the Sour Patch flavors.
Oh, is it Ghost?
Yeah, I fuck with the Ghost Energy sometimes. Some of them are nasty, but some of them aren't bad. But yeah, my mom's like anti-energy drink. Like, which Burguy drinks, like, will drink like 2 of those Starbucks ones in a day. I'm like, you're crazy. And then drink like Dr. Pepper on top of it. I swear he's got to like, maybe he is just built different because some of the stuff he puts in his body is like, how do you not feel like shit all the time?
Maybe he does. He's just too stoic.
Well, it's because he and I built such a tolerance to Dr. Pepper when we lived together because we'd have a case each.
I will say I could drink like probably 4 Dr. Peppers and feel fine.
Oh yeah.
That's same with me with Coca-Cola. I could down a whole 12-pack and be fine.
Except for the last time we had like that D&D night though. But I topped my night off with a root beer. So I think the root beer did it. I think the Dr. Pepper didn't do me in. But
We gotta have another one of those.
I gotta just have like 50 Dr. Peppers, I think. I don't know what it is about Dr. Pepper. Like, it's so
It's because
good.
it was formulated to taste like how soda fountains smell.
Is it? Was it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
Wow. There you go. Learn something new.
Yep.
I hate the people who like are like, oh, I shouldn't say I hate them. I get annoyed when people are like, Dr. Pepper is gross. It's like, hey, fuck you.
They probably
it's actually
haven't
not.
tried it. I think people say that haven't tried Dr. Pepper. Because
yeah, it's like perfect.
I never really thought much about Dr. Pepper until I started hanging out with you guys. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, my taste buds were like...
I've converted so many people to drinking Dr. Pepper.
I think I remember that moment, too. Yeah. It was at Buffalo Wild Wings. Both of you ordered a Dr. Pepper. And my mouth just kind of went... I'm like, I was like, give me a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
And it's good.
A lot of like friends that I have that aren't you guys think I'm strange because when I was dirt poor but like turned 21, are you guys playing footsie?
No.
I think you are. Yeah, you guys were playing footsie. But when I first turned 21, it's fun to go, drink. But it's like I had no money. So I would drink, my go-to drink, because I always had Dr. Pepper at home. My go-to drink was Bacardi rum and Dr. Pepper. And people think I'm crazy for that. But it's like Dr. Pepper is such a good mixer.
Yeah.
And it will take me back. It will remind me of being dirt poor and freshly 21 every time I have a Bacardi Dr. Pepper. I might have one tonight. That actually doesn't sound bad.
I was gonna say I got some ideas for tonight as far as drinks go.
Yeah, we're having a drinks and games night tonight, and you're not invited.
I bought some
Sorry.
beer I haven't tried yet. I'm gonna bring it over, and I'm gonna let Jaylene try it. See what she.
Is
thinks.
it like a seasonal beer?
Yeah, it's
Is it
summer.
pumpkin
It's-
beer?
No,
Ah.
no, it's not, it's a summer one.
I'm ready for a pumpkin beer.
The pumpkin beers that I've had this year were really good.
I have not had
I
one
just
yet.
don't. I haven't seen any more since. I sent you that picture, that last picture of one.
I'll just shove a Coors Light in a pumpkin and put on your porch for you.
That'd be sick. It's like a shoey, but a pumpkin.
Matthew, would you ever do a shoey?
He would.
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Could you
I-
chug a beer? Have you chugged a beer?
It would hurt my stomach, but I give it a shot.
I bet you could. If it was like a beer you liked, I bet you could chug it. Like a light beer. I can't chug beer.
I think I could chug a
can't.
Blue Moon. I think.
Oh,
I could.
I couldn't. Blue Moon's too thick.
I think I could chug a Blue Moon and.
I tried chugging Blue Moon and
a
about
fat
killed
tire.
me.
I could definitely chug a fat tire. I don't know about a Reds though.
I'm
'cause
gonna
that's-
ice you.
Shit.
That's why they call him Matty Ice, don't you know?
Matty Ice.
He's always got some Smirnoffs on him.
Huh?
It always surprises me when you bust out a Smirnoff Ice.
You know what?
You're like getting into the Smirnoff Ices in your old age.
They're good.
They're good. They're good.
We so swap because I used to be. I was in a. I liked Seagrams, which are like
Pretty much.
kind of the
yeah.
same thing. And I drank those a lot before I started actually drinking like other alcohol. And that's like we've swapped at some point.
Well,
where you're in the wine cooler camp now, and it's like I'm kind of done with
It's
it.
because I'm lazy when it comes to making drinks. I don't want to mix stuff. Like me mixing is, I have a bottle of Jack and a Dr. Pepper, and then I just go,
Yeah.
good enough. I don't want to take the time to go and do the science experiment where it's like 3 drops of bitters,
Well, that's if you're doing like an old fashioned.
a sneeze.
You can do like good cocktails
A
like
good
with very
hot
minimal
Tua.
effort.
I just want to
I'm ignoring that. Cut that out.
grab a beer or a Smirnoff, open it, and drink it.
Like a man.
Yeah. Which brings me to another point. We had a Discord call the other day, and I talked about how I have a chipped tooth,
Yeah. A
and
hairline fracture
pretty much where if I bite down on something, it
opens up and
opens
then
up
closes
and
again.
then closes.
And why do you think
And,
that is?
and I hope my dental hygienist does not hear this because she will smack the shit out of me. She's a wonderful person, but I said my first thought was because I will open bottles with my teeth from time to time.
Yeah.
Beer bottles, by
Yeah,
the way, not
yeah.
like twist cap pop bottles.
Yeah.
Like
Tegan, I don't know how you do that.
But after I thought about that, I don't open it on that side. I always use this side of my mouth to open beer
so
bottles.
what are you doing on that side of your mouth?
I don't. I think I just bit like ice or something, and
Well, like when I chipped my tooth that one time, I chipped it on a baby carrot of all things.
That's not that.
And
That
like,
could hurt.
and it was the worst pain I ever had in my life. It because I told you guys this, but it chipped it right where the pulp of my tooth is. I would move my tongue and just the worst pain you ever felt. Like I was in tears because it hurt so bad. I was on my lunch break from work at the time, and I called my office because I was like just hysterically crying and I didn't know what to do. And I was like, I can't go back into work. Like I'm a mess. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I just hurt my teeth. And they're like, don't come back in. They're like, it's fine. You can go home. And then my boss calls me, and I was like, oh, gosh, because it was like my coworkers who I was talking to earlier. So then my boss calls me. He goes, do not go home. You know what I want you to do? And my boss is like a 70-year-old man. And I was like, I'm like still crying because it hurts so bad. He goes, do not go home. You know what I want you to do? You stop at your dentist office and you tell them that they need to do something today because you're in such bad pain. They need to help you. That's what they're there for. And I'm like, okay. And that's what I did. And luckily they had an appointment at 8 a.m. the next day, and they were able to cap it until I could, because I had to go see a fucking specialist in another state to get it fixed.
Gosh,
It was crazy.
I had some teeth issue too not too long ago, and I'm so glad my usual checkup was around the corner.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, and I thought it was just, I don't know. I thought something was stuck in my teeth for the longest time. I couldn't get it out, but every time I would eat and bite down on something, it'd be like a pulse, and it's like, oh God.
Yeah.
And I dealt with that for a while. I'm like, it felt like something was stuck in my tooth.
Yeah.
So I was in there. I spent a lot of time in the mirror trying to just see and look, and I'm like, I'm not seeing anything. And so I'm like, man, I can't wait to go to the dentist. And they're like, oh yeah, you got a cavity there. I'm like, that's it. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, how bad is it? She says, well, it's not a big deal. I said, that thing's been giving me pain for like
Were they able
months.
to just fill that one in?
Yeah, they filled it, and I haven't had any issues, so I can finally eat normal again.
Yeah.
Or I just kind of dealt with the pain for a long time.
Yeah.
But now I can really just bite down on something without it hurting.
Yeah.
So
Tooth
shout
pain.
out to dentists, dude.
Yeah, tooth pain's no joke. It is really, if you've got bad tooth pain, like, it's awful.
Well, it's like this tooth has probably been cracked for over a month now because my original appointment got pushed back to when I recently went, and they're like, "How long did her?" I was like, it's been over a month." And they're like, "Why didn't you call?" I went,
Yeah.
it's fine. I'm okay."
Yeah. Well, I had another one that was like really bad, and like it's just I feel bad for people who can't afford to go to the dentist because it is awful when you have tooth pain like that, but it's so expensive even with insurance. I can't imagine the people who deal with it and like can't afford to get it fixed because it's so expensive. But like I had one for a while that I kind of just left it alone because it's like it hurts just a little bit, but it's like I can't drop like a few $100s right now to get this fixed. Like I just was not financially in a position. Now, thank God, if something happens, it's like, okay, I can get it figured out. But, oh my God.
Growing up, when I was losing all like my baby teeth, I was the kid who's like, once I felt it wiggle, I'd go to my dad and be like, "Let's get this sucker out of here."
Not
And
me.
your dad's like, hell yeah, son.
And he's like, "It's not quite ready. Not quite ready." And he's like, "All right, I'll be back tomorrow." But one time, I was chewing something. I'm guessing it had caramel. And it got stuck in my tooth, so I just went, "Oh, let me pull it." I ended up pulling my tooth out with it. I just went, "Oh." I was on the school bus, too, so I just...
You're just holding your tooth, put it in your pocket.
I miss getting money from the tooth fairy.
Dude, yeah, I could use some now,
Or
for
if
real.
you lost it at school, they gave you that little tooth necklace to put it in, and you walked around all day with drip. So
That never happened to me. I never lost a tooth at school, I don't think.
I also remember when my family first was like moving into the house they've had now for years. My brothers and I were kind of running around playing, and I knew I had a loose tooth, so we didn't have any mirrors set up, so I'd look in the microwave just to make sure it was still there. And after like 4 or 5 times of running around, I look and it's gone. I go,
Did you, like, swallow
I
it?
think I swallowed it.
God.
Did you still get paid for it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I lost my bottom 2 teeth because we had, you know, those like stick toy horses they used to have. I was like running around like the house with my brother with the stick horse, and I got tired of holding it, so it's like, oh, I'll just like, I somehow like wrapped it around these 2 bottom teeth, and then was running with it, and it hit something, and it just yanked my teeth out. And it was like a bloody mess because I don't think they were even loose yet.
Oh,
my mom's like, what the
God.
hell are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. So then I lost those. They finally start growing back in, and then a few months later, I'm at my dad's house, and my dad had an unfinished basement that we used to just dick around in, and we weren't very supervised at my dad's house. And he had, I don't know what they were, but they were these like rope things that were hanging from his basement, so they were like attached on either end, and they would kind of drape a bit. And if you were standing on the bar in the basement, so my dad had a bar in the basement, of course, and you could like touch the ropes, and we were always like, he was always be like, "Don't hang on the ropes, blah blah blah," and then we would always like pretend that we were gonna hang on them, and then like kind of just jump and pull them, and then it was just fun, stupid kid shit we did. I had the bright idea of like trying to hang there by my front teeth.
Oh my God.
I did the same thing with my front teeth, which weren't loose yet, and I go upstairs, and my dad's like, "What the fuck did you do?" And I've just got bloody loose teeth now. And I was like, I don't know. And like nobody had known like what I had done. I finally told my mom like 3 years ago. It's like, oh yeah, I did the same shit I did with the fucking stick horse at my dad's.
So you
with
just
rope.
bit it and just let yourself hang?
Well, I had my hands on it too, but it's still the weight of it still knocked my teeth.
Oh my
loose.
god!
Yeah.
Oh, that had to have hurt.
Oh, it was not pleasant. It was bloody. Yeah. So I think that's why these teeth are so crooked, because it's like they weren't ready to come out yet. But I was bound determined, I guess.
On the doing stupid kid shit, I was still what's the term when you don't have brother or sister?
Only child?
Yeah, I was an only child at this time, so I had to make my own entertainment.
Yeah.
And I was jumping on the couch, and I hit the armrest with the bottom of my foot, and we had a table just on the other side of the arm. So I flipped forward, and I smacked my head right here, and I'm like laying there. I'm like in shock almost. I'm like, fuck, this hurts. And I don't know what it was. I think moms just have a sixth sense when something bad. Maybe because I got real quiet. That was probably what it was. But I'm laying.
It's like Matthew is not saying a word, and normally he can't shut the fuck up. I
like,
better go check on him.
I'm like holding my head, and I roll off the couch onto the ground, and I'm like, just trying to hold in a scream. And my mom's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Oh shit." I'm like trying to hide it. She's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Nothing." And literally like a gash in my head, and it's blood. And I'm like, it's fine. I know it's not. We're going to the doctor. And I had a concussion for a while, but that shit hurt.
When I was in the third grade, I was walking up to the teacher's desk like hand or something, and I had like frayed jeans because I would get attached.
Because you were cool.
That too, and I would get so attached to clothes as a kid. It's like, oh, these are my favorite jeans, but then the bottoms were just frayed and like falling apart. And I thought they looked sick as fuck, I'm not going to lie. But I was walking up to the teacher's desk, I tripped over my jeans, and I smacked my head into the concrete wall. So then, like, she's helping me because it hurt so bad. The other third grade teacher in the other classroom comes over, and she goes, "We heard a bang on the wall. Is everyone okay in here?" And it's like, yeah, it's just Jaylene's fucking head just hit the wall. I'm like, oh my God, that had to, like, make such a loud bang where they hear it in the other classroom, and they're like, what the fuck's going on in there? And I don't think I had a concussion, but it did not feel good. And I don't think my mom let me wear those jeans anymore.
Yeah. I also hit my head again on a playground.
This is making a lot of sense.
I was running around, and then there was this cement slab, like a step, and I was running around the playground, and there was just a little bit of gravel right there. So I ran, and I did a sharp turn, and my whole foot slipped, and I just slammed right into the concrete slab. And I'm like, oh.
How many times did you hit your head when you were a kid?
Mine was more of any time I was on a bike as a kid, I was probably going to wreck that
Oh, me too.
thing.
I wrecked so many bikes.
One time, my brothers and I used to go to like a sitter, and she had a bunch of other kids. And we were riding around playing Power Rangers on bikes, and they're like, "Oh,
how do you play Power Rangers on bikes?"
You use your imagination, Matthew."
Jeez,
And they're like, "Oh, we gotta, get our Ranger suits on." So I went to pretend put in a code, and then I just
What'd you run into?
The basketball pole, but they had a cement driveway that I also just kind of flipped off.
We used to play bike tag with all the neighbor kids, and one time I was it, and it's just tag, but then you're on bicycles, and I was it, and I ended up fucking wiping out my bike, but none of the kids would stop and help me because they didn't want to get tagged it.
That's
so
fucked
I'm
up.
laying in the street, and like I could see my house, but like my knee was like gashed open, so I couldn't just get up and walk. So I'm just like looking at my house, and like all the kids being like sorry, you're it. Like we don't want to get tagged.
Yeah.
I was like,
It ain't worth getting tag helping this person.
Finally,
out.
one of the other neighbor kids who was not playing tag with us was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Actually, no." And I think she went and like got an adult or like helped me get my bike up. And I was like, "Dude, thank you."
Thank you.
Like, my friends, you guys fucking suck.
Tegan, did one of the kids come up to you and say, "Well, at least you had your Ranger suit on"?
No, I was just, I'm okay.
I'm the blue Power Ranger. I'm fine.
I love that you wiped out for like doing a pretend activity. That's such a kid thing to do.
I'll end the podcast on this story. So, I'm the second of 4 kids.
Damn, talk about hierarchy.
And growing up, my brothers and I had a Fisher-Price basketball hoop,
Okay.
and we would just play basketball in the like room. It was basically the laundry room my parents had when we were real young. And I walk in there, I'm eating Pop-Tarts, and my brother's shooting hoops, and I go, "Can I play?" You know, just like I was probably 4 at this time. He goes, "Yeah, just after this shot." Takes it, it hits off the hoop, and hits the Pop-Tart perfectly. So I'm holding it, it hits. I go to take a bite, and it's just the corner I'm holding. The rest of it's on the floor, and I go, all right.
It's like in TV shows when like the kid drops his ice cream like perfectly where the cone
Yeah,
is.
it just hit my hand perfectly. I go,
Is that the start of your villain arc?
It all started
It was
with
changed
the
after
Pop-Tart.
that.
that's where mine and Thane's rivalry started.
Oh shit. What kind of Pop-Tart was it?
Probably cherry.
Thank goodness.
Oh, what the fuck?
Cherry's the best.
What?
Frosted cherry?
It was probably cherry or strawberry.
You guys are insane.
S'mores one.
If you say wild berry, you're insane.
Oh my god, don't tell me it's wild
If
berry.
I'm picking a fruit,
Oh.
if I'm picking a fruit Pop-Tart, it's wild berry.
Oh my god.
But I would go for like the like desserty flavors.
Ugh.
Like the s'mores one was always my favorite.
Those are too sweet. for
S'mores
me.
ones was good. But the wild berry, come on.
What the fuck's wrong with wild berry? It's the coolest looking one too.
You are such an easily manipulated mind.
Jesus Christ!
That's cool.
I thought you were gonna call me a pick me again.
You are a pick me.
Because the wild berries are pick-me Pop-Tarts because they look so cool.
You guys just can't have any
They're
fun.
like, I'm not like other Pop-Tarts.
You know what it is?
I got blue
You know what
frosting.
it is? It's probably because my mom bought the fun Pop-Tarts and your moms didn't. My mom, every time there was a new Pop-Tart flavor, we would fucking run to the store. And I remember getting on the bus, and I got made fun of one time because I was eating grape-flavored Pop-Tarts, which were good. They were gas. And everybody's like, ugh. It's like, you're just pissed because your mom's buying the fucking brown sugar cinnamon, and she won't buy any other flavor.
Ones?
It's good, but it's like, oh, I swear to God, we had every time there's a new flavor, my mom would buy it. Like, we couldn't afford, like, the nice, cool toys, but we could afford the crazy Pop-Tart flavors.
Huh?
Matthew, I'll put this in another set of terms. It's like, oh, you're watching Shawshank Redemption? Well, have you ever heard of Ant-Man?
And, you guys
It's just as good.
It's just as good.
Just as good.
You can't even compare those things. They're not the same. We're going to do, that should be our next ranked video is Pop-Tarts. Because I get passionate about Pop-Tarts.
Yummy.
You remember the Pop-Tarts website back in the day?
I do.
I want to get one of those, like, the Pop-Tarts with the faces, like, from the commercials. They had the hand commercials. That would be a sick tattoo. Wild Berry Pop-Tart guy.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. So, shout out to my mom for buying the coolest Pop-Tarts.
I remember trying a wild berry Pop-Tart once and never again.
Dude, it's so good.
I never
They're
liked
hard
it.
to find now.
I believe it.
I'm going to try
Because
and
no
find
one bought them. You know what's still around? Cherry.
Fuck the cherry Pop-Tarts for real, though.
Nah. That was okay, this is gonna my favorite snack as a kid when I was in school was the frosted cherry and water. I don't know what it was, but the combo between the two, oh my god.
Like dipping it in water?
No, it just
Okay.
I'd eat it and then
Okay.
I'd take a drink right after. And it was literally every time I take a
Well,
bite,
it'd
I
get
drink.
it moist enough so it wasn't so fucking dry.
I'd take another bite, I'd take a drink, and oh my god, I don't know what it was about the water and the Pop-Tart combo, but it was great.
I really want a Pop-Tart now. I want a wild berry Pop-Tart specifically.
Huh?
I cannot believe you called me out for that. The s'mores Pop-Tarts are still my favorite, and they will always
Those
will
are
be.
good.
I can only have one of those. It's too sweet.
Burguy's favorite Pop-Tart flavor used to be the strawberry milkshake ones before they changed them.
What was the other? It wasn't the s'mores one. It wasn't the cinnamon one. There was another one.
Chocolate fudge.
Ooh, yeah.
There
chocolate
was
fudge.
also chocolate chip.
There was cookies and cream.
I don't think it was cookies and cream, but I think it's chocolate fudge. I like that one a lot too.
I don't. Chocolate fudge is too chocolatey, I think. S'mores is like the perfect ratio of like sweet, and it's got like the graham cracker crust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys remember the graham cracker goldfish?
I remember the big ones that
I
you used
remember
to get in
Teddy
bulk.
Grahams.
Ooh.
I have Teddy Grahams at my house right now.
Do you?
Yeah, I pack them in my lunch all
That's
the
sick.
time.
I like me some graham cracker goldfish. Those are good.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we should call this podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna go get some snacks now.
Yeah.
I think.
Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you're listening on Spotify, rate this podcast. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Buy a Pop-Tart for me.
Yes!
I like 'em wild.
Crazy good!